Mr. President, is a hostage deal near? Sir, is a hostage deal near? Mr. President, is a hostage deal near?
I believe so, but I'm not prepared to talk to you.
Believe so?
Yes.
Thank you.
He believes so. So that was President Biden saying he does believe an Israel-Hamas hostage deal is near, following reports that both sides are closing in on an agreement. Our own Trey Yingst reporting in the last hour that those negotiations are close to being finalized. Meanwhile, U.S. troops in the Middle East have now been attacked 64 times by Iranian proxy forces since October 17th. The U.S. military also announcing it will extend the deployment of the USS Gerald Ford carrier strike group in the eastern Mediterranean near Israel for another 30 days, meaning that these servicemen and women will not be coming home for Thanksgiving as they had expected. I want to bring in Ohio Congressman, House Financial Services Committee member, and House Foreign Affairs Committee member Warren Davidson. Congressman, good morning.
Good morning, Cheryl.
We are awaiting what we think will be a deal between Israel and Hamas for some type of hostage release and a short-term stop in the fighting. What are you hoping for, and what are you hearing, more importantly?
Well, I mean, I've heard a lot of the public reports, 5 days for 50 hostages. And at this rate, that gives a lot of leverage to Hamas in terms of pauses because they took so many hostages, 240 plus hostages, and frankly, from other countries besides Israel. But a horrific situation. And, I'm concerned that a lot of the global influence is interfering with Israel's sovereignty. I mean, they need to keep the pressure on Hamas. Hamas clearly needs to be defeated. We saw a video in Congress of 138 people either being murdered or their bodies after they had been murdered. And we saw this because Hamas actually was boasting of what they had done. They uploaded it. They took phones from the victims and they uploaded how they were being killed onto the victims' social media accounts and things. So it was just horrific. They were gleeful about this massacre, and that's just it was really tough to watch.
No, a lot of the videos, many journalists like myself have seen some disturbing images as well from October 7th. And let me ask you this. Why is that message not resonating throughout this country with Americans? You've got all these protesters out there, these pro-Palestine protesters, and the White House did face questions about what we're seeing happening across the country. You don't have protesters calling President Biden Genocide Joe for his support of the Israelis. Watch this.
Protesters here in D.C., in New York, across the country, they've settled on a nickname for the president. They've been calling him Genocide Joe.
People can say what they want on the sidewalk, and we respect that. That's what the First Amendment's about. But this word genocide is getting thrown around in a pretty inappropriate way by lots of different folks. What Hamas wants, make no mistake about it, is genocide. They want to wipe Israel off the map. Israel's not trying to wipe Gaza off the map. Israel's trying to defend itself against a genocidal terrorist threat. So when we're going to start, if we're going to start using that word, fine, let's use it appropriately.
Congressman, Hamas is a terrorist organization. Israel is defending itself. Why is that not getting across to Americans that are going out into the streets in New York and Chicago and Los Angeles? And now these protests have turned violent, to be clear, here on U.S. streets.
Yeah, I mean, members of Congress, some of my colleagues had to be evacuated from DNC headquarters in D.C., so in Washington, D.C. So, look, it's a rare moment. I actually agreed with nearly everything John Kirby said in that little clip. It is a free speech thing, but let's make no mistake, when Hamas says from the river to the sea, that is a genocidal claim. They're not talking about peaceful coexistence. They're talking about what they were doing on October 7th. And they've basically said that they want to continue to do these kinds of things. So that's where I'm concerned that sometimes the administration's words might be good, like Kirby's were in that clip, but their actions are empowering Iran, and their actions are in some ways undermining Israel's sovereignty to keep the pressure on Hamas. And look, humanitarian conditions are always horrific in war. We want to minimize suffering. I'm certain Israel does as well. But You know, to the extent we can do that while facilitating full pressure on Hamas, I think that's great. And maybe the message might be clear that, you know, Hamas could actually change this now with their unconditional surrender of themselves and the hostages that they took.
Well, I don't know about that, but I think one thing that the American public has been seeing is some of your colleagues on the other side, whether that is Rashida Tlaib or Ilhan Omar, even AOC, you know, coming out in support I mean, they've tried to clarify this, but I think the damage has been done, that they were supporting these violent protests here in this country, these pro-Palestine protests. And again, we made the comment earlier, you know, you can be pro-Palestinian, but not pro-Hamas. Before you go, I do want to ask you about something that you're working on. I know you're in recess, you're home right now, but when you come back, this is going to be a big issue for you. You introduced the Bipartisan Government Surveillance Reform Act. So this reauthorizes Section 702 of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act. So this is for protections for Americans' constitutional rights. FISA does expire at the end of this year, so this is a reauthorization markup. And you're going to bring this, I think it's you that's bringing this to the floor. Can you give us an update before you go?
Yeah, so Senator Wyden and Senator Lee are leading in the Senate. I'm leading with Zoe Lofgren, so that's a conservative progressive alliance in both the House and Senate, bipartisan and bicameral. And we're saying that we have to limit the executive branch's surveillance powers. They've been spying on American citizens. The Patriot Act has been abused, and it needs to be reformed. Some people say, why not just let it expire? And I think it's important that people know that there's an executive order 12,333 that sometimes even when they get into the constraints of FISA, they'll say, oh, we were doing that under different authorities. Article 2 of the Constitution, the executive branch, gives us power to do whatever we want, basically. That hasn't been successfully challenged in court, and we really need to rein in these agencies and the way they're doing it with these kind of reforms. And I'm glad that it's so bipartisan and bicameral.
All right. It's nice to hear bipartisan sometimes and see bipartisanship happening. Congressman Warren Davidson, Congressman, thank you so much, and have a great Thanksgiving holiday. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you. God bless you and your viewers.